the Boxers Trainers Channel. And today we are having a serious conversation about Roy Jones Jr. And statements he made in regards to the fight between Torrance Bud Crawford and Saul Canelo Alvarez. So, before we proceed, Jack Daniels once again at the Boxers Trainers Channel. And it's interesting to note that it was previously said by Roy Jones Jr., who, might I add, is one of the experts in the art of boxing, based on the fact solely because he was one of the best boxers in the business, right? So his opinion, especially as it pertains to boxing, is always noteworthy. You know what I mean? And I normally don't take opposition to anything that Roy Jones Jr. says, but in this particular case, I have to take opposition to the things that he said in regards to the particular fight between Torrance Bud Crawford and Saul Canelo Alvarez. Primarily, um, Roy Jones Jr. went on the record and said he believed that Torrance Bud Crawford would beat Saul Canelo Alvarez. Now he has went on the record and said, quote unquote, reading from the quote, um, though initially dismissed by Alvarez, who hopes three of the four major belts at super middleweight due to the America being naturally smaller and less competing and last competing in two divisions down, super middleweight, right? That's Torrance McCarthy. I'm trying to find a quote from. Oh yeah, okay. Quote unquote. Speaking to the Ring magazine, multiple weight great Roy Jones Jr. said that the outcome of the fight was in the Mexican's hand, and that with the right game plan, it goes in his favor. That is Saul Canelo Alvarez. The weight won't be the factor, as I've also continuously noted. Um, the factors will be how Canelo chooses to make the fight. If Canelo comes out and does what Canelo should do, whatever that might be, he wins the fight. If he comes out and does what he shouldn't do, Crawford wins the fight. Now, I am not going to go. Ship will sell. You can call in and have a comment on this. Area code 870 571 3995. You can call in and we can do this over the internet if you believe or disbelieve what what Roy Jones Jr. has now said in regards to his position on the fight between Saul Canelo Alvarez and Torrance Bud Crawford. Now, that being said, it is my opinion, right, that contrary to the fact that Roy Jones Jr. now feels, shout out to Kristen Smith, now feels all of a sudden that Saul Canelo Alvarez has some type of edge over Torrance Bud Crawford. Now, I diametrically oppose the opinion of Roy Jones Jr. in the sense that I totally didn't understand the concept of he can win if he does this, and Torrance Will Crawford no, Canelo will win if he does this or doesn't do that, right? And Roy Jones Jr. put me in a position based on the fact that I couldn't understand the concept, the nature, the theory invested in what he was saying. I'm going to take it for granted that Roy Jones Jr. believes that if Saul Canelo Alvarez fights the way Saul Canelo Alvarez fight, he'll beat Torrance, Torrance Bud Crawford, right? But it is my opinion that shit will sell. Come on and say that. State that on the record, brother. I don't want to state that on the record. I want you to state that on the record, right? So call in. Area code 870-571-3995. Because, I mean, let the people know what you feel, right? Shout out to Christy Smith, who loves Oh, you love my video. Shout out to Christy Smith. Thanks a lot, Christy. I appreciate that. And I look forward to you um, subscribing to the channel and being a member of my podcast. You know what I'm saying? You can call also if you have anything to say in regards to boxing. Okay. So back to the issue at hand. The issue at hand, in my highly educated boxing opinion, right, that Roy Jones Jr. is a good pundit, was a good athlete in the sport of boxing. He totally represents the sport of boxing. But I totally disagree with his analysis on the fight between Torrance Bud Crawford and Saul Canelo Alvarez. It is my opinion that it isn't only about the weight, as he did say. It's not about the weight, as far as what I've been saying all the time. It's not about the weight, right? And it's kind of like really not about who's the bigger and better boxer, right? It's who has the biggest heart in this instance before everybody in the panel and everybody in the world, right? Torrance Bud Crawford, in my opinion, because he kind of is reminiscent of the way that I feel about the win-loss ratio, right? Has embedded in his thought process and in his swagger, right? That he refuses to be beat by anyone. Now, you guys can say, well, that's not enough. In some instances, it is, because it puts the mind in such a state that it refuses to lose. So, that being said, what he would do, being Torrance Bud Crawford, is upgrade his skill set to be able to compete on whatever level that Saul Canelo Alvarez brings to the table. And I think, I most humbly think, in all due respect for Roy Jones' opinion, that in this instance, Roy Jones Jr. case falls short of the boxing skill set of Torrance Bud Crawford. Now, it could be said that on that particular night, Saul Canelo Alvarez would rise to the occasion. But I simply don't agree. I don't agree. You go back and you look at Torrance Bud Crawford's record. You go back and you look at Torrance Bud Crawford's skill set, right? And in no way does it match Saul Canelo Alvarez. Saul Canelo Alvarez got beat by Floyd Mayweather Jr. And Torrance Bud Crawford's skill set is similar, in my opinion, to Floyd Mayweather Jr. He's not as sharp as Floyd Mayweather Jr., and that is up to debate, right? I am saying that. That is my belief, right? But I do believe, however, that Torrance Bud Crawford, on that night in question, will make world history, will dominate Saul Canelo Alvarez. He will dominate Saul Canelo Alvarez. So, that being said, there's obviously nobody interested in making their case, and I thought the ship would sail. Hello. And I thought the ship with sail was going to come on and make his case. And I will read on. Okay, correction. Ship with sail, what's going on, brother?
What's up, man?
You don't know? You made a comment on in the chat that you knew.
Hello?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. So what do you think about this particular fight between Saul Canelo Alvarez and Torrance Bud Crawford? What's your opinion?
I think Crawford has more of a chance than people give him.
Okay.
I'll give it about a 50-50 chance between both of them. About 50-50. People think because Canelo is 2 weight classes above him, that Canelo's just going to dominate him. Stereotypically, could be true for most fighters. That could be true, but Terrence Crawford is not the stereotypical situation. Terrence Crawford is what I would call a freak of nature.
Hey, that's very interesting. That's very interesting.
He's
That's a
not your
very,
average boxer. He's naturally genetically strong. Canelo's bigger, but that doesn't mean that he's stronger. Just because Canelo's bigger doesn't mean he's stronger. You know,
I agree.
Every welterweight boxer who Crawford fought against, he knocked them out or stopped them. But Canelo, he fought at welterweight too at 147 pounds, but Canelo wasn't knocking dudes out at welterweight like how Crawford was. So actually, naturally, genetically, Crawford is stronger than Canelo.
I have to agree with that. I totally have to agree with that. And
Just because you're bigger, just because you weigh more, doesn't mean you're stronger.
I agree, totally. Totally,
And
I totally agree.
Who's the stronger puncher? Just because you're in a higher weight class doesn't mean you're a stronger puncher. Canelo could have even knocked out Jermell Charlo, who went up 2 weight classes. Jermell Charlo naturally is a 154 pounder. He went up 2 weight classes to 168 to fight Canelo. And Canelo could even knock him out. Canelo's power is overrated.
Oh my God! And now again, I have to agree with you. I have to agree with what you're saying. You make sense.
Yeah. I'm not taking anything away from Canelo, but I'm being objective.
Wow.
And when I watch both of them fight, I see Crawford has more pop to his punch than Canelo does.
No, more pop.
Yeah.
He does. He proved that when he fought Spence. He had pop on that. The first time he knocked Spence down, he landed a popping right hand.
Yeah, and he's fast with his punches too.
Yeah.
So Crawford has the skill and the strength to beat Canelo. When was the last time Canelo went up against a guy who was both extremely skilled and extremely strong at the same time?
I want to say Floyd Mayweather.
Even Mayweather, he doesn't have the strength that Crawford has.
I agree. Totally.
Crawford's knocking dudes out. And if Crawford would have started around, Crawford almost knocked out Madrimov. Did you watch that fight?
Yeah, absolutely.
At the end of the 11th round, Crawford almost knocked out Madrimov. And if he started a round earlier, because Crawford, he usually starts off slow in the early rounds. If he started off a round earlier to throw more punches, he would have knocked Madrimov out.
I think he could have. If he would have pressed it.
Madrimov was scared to throw punches.
He was. But here's the deal. Here's the deal with that Madrimov fight, in my opinion, right? Now, people are making a lot about that Madrimov fight when it comes to making the distinction between Crawford and Canelo and Madrimov versus Crawford, right? They're making a big thing about that. They blowing that up and making it seem like because of the Madrimov fight, Crawford can't have a chance with Canelo.
Yeah, Madrimov and Canelo are completely different fighters stylistically. Madrimov is herky-jerky, quick on his feet, moving around. Canelo just is stationary, stays in one place.
Right.
So Crawford was, Madrimov's style is more unorthodox, so Crawford was kind of skeptical. But Canelo, he's more orthodox, and I think Crawford will be more comfortable with throwing more punches against an orthodox puncher like Canelo.
I agree, brother. Let's wrap this up.
And I'm hoping Crawford just proves everyone
Me too. I mean, that's the deal. That's the thing. I mean, hey, every time Crawford comes up and he says, "I got to do it again. I got to make y'all believe me," you know, and he does it. You know what I mean? And I say that has a lot to do with Crawford's heart, man. You know what I mean? I mean, sure, it's
He has the
boxing.
mentality to beat. He has the mentality to beat Canelo. He has the dog in him. See, Jamel, he didn't have the dog in him against Canelo. Jamel, he just went in there for a paycheck.
Absolutely, totally agree.
But Crawford, he's fighting for legacy. He's fighting for legacy, man.
And that's why I love. That's why I love Crawford, man. Crawford is a different breed. Okay, let's wrap this up, brother. But I'm gonna start having you on a little more because obviously you've been really involved in boxing. I can tell from the way you're talking, right? So
Yeah.
we'll do this again soon. How about that?
That's nice.
All right, brother. In a minute.
All right, man.
Ship was sale in the house, man, and actually, he actually really like. You know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, where'd he get all that information from? You know what I mean? So it says to me that he's really been adamant about following boxing, and those type of people in the chat, right, are the type of people that I would love to have conversation with, right? Those type of people that I know follow boxing. Those types of people that I know, you know what I mean, are interested in boxing, right? And this is what the Boxing Trainers Channel is about. You know what I mean? So for future references, you know what I mean, when I have a phone chat, right, in order to build my platform, I need you, seems like scary people, to call in, man. And ladies and gentlemen, call in. Let's have a debate. You know what I mean? Let's have a like the ship will sail, an intelligent debate. That's what this channel is about. This ain't about criticizing the next platform or making one boxer better than the next, unless that is the case. That being said, I'd appreciate if y'all hit that subscription button, hit the like button, and tell me what you guys individually think about who win that fight between Saul Canelo Alvarez and Terrence Bud Crawford. Right? And share this video with your friends and relatives. That being said, I appreciate you, Christy Smith. Have a great day.